All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Nincompoops podcast. We got your hosts, Jim and Paul. And as part of the intro, I just want to let everyone know that Dean's in a better place now. He's he was with us at one point, and now he's left the nest. And wherever he is, I hope he's in a better place, and I hope he's doing well. Much love to you, big guy. And
I
yeah, I'm gonna miss him. It's been
I, I didn't know we were starting off with something like this. With something
uh,
so somber.
wherever Dean is, I hope he's happy.
I was gonna do a bit, and then you went into something pretty depressing.
I hope so too.
And
I hope he's fucking dead.
what?
Dead. Oof.
Dean, is that you?
No,
Oh.
it's me. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I'm just mourning Dean. He left us, man. He's no longer with us. I'm just kidding.
Spirit.
Dean has officially moved. I wanted to make a a memorial thing, but he just moved. He's still alive. Everyone, don't worry about it.
I didn't know this. I didn't know this is where we're going. I didn't know this is the thing you're saying. Like you wanted to talk about.
No. I wasn't gonna rant. At least not yet. And then yeah, Dean's officially moved, so
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
we're not gonna see him in our local city anymore. He's gonna be 40-minute to an hour or whatever drive away.
It's about an hour drive. Around 58 minutes was the last time my phone said the trip was. I think.
Yeah. And
Yes.
I hope he is indeed in a better place. And yeah. And so if you guys want to see him, just drive an hour south and you'll find him somewhere.
Yep.
Better place. Debatable for Jim though.
Why is that?
Your usual rants about suburbia and all that.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll keep
You know
I'll
what I'm
keep
talking
ranting
about.
it. I mean, I've already said how much they suck.
You
anyway.
have. We're not
Yeah.
gonna go over that again. We
All right,
gone
let me
over
tell you
that
again
times.
why
Oh my
they suck.
No.
But yeah, he's there. I'm still stuck where I am for the rest of my life, and maybe you'll see me on First Street underneath the deluxe cardboard box near the Target. Right?
Deluxe.
Nicer.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Deluxe box.
Yeah, and if I'm lucky, It'll come near a drain or something, so I don't have to worry about using the bathroom or anything.
Nice.
And maybe when it rains, it'll feed my bag will capture and I can use it as bathing water. Yeah.
That actually reminds me. I think like yesterday when I was driving home past our local Target, I saw a guy open up one of like the outdoor pipes that led to the facility. And he was just like unscrewed it, let some water out, and he was like, the man was legit just taking a shower right there. And I was like, that's kind of smart. That's fucking funny. It's out in public. Everyone can see. But that's hilarious. The man was just taking a shower.
You've been
out in the
thought
open.
better if someone joined in. Like, can it be my turn next?
I
And don't hug all the
just drove
pipe
by.
water.
What was that?
Like they're like, hey man, don't hog all the pipe water. Share some for the rest of us. And there's like a line of homeless people.
Well, he was the only one there. I didn't see any lines. Maybe there was a line. Maybe there was a queue later on. But I just saw that guy when I drove by. And I just couldn't help but be impressed. I'm like, hey, tough times. I understand.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not even homeless. I'll join you. As Paul strips off his clothes, gets out of his car.
Nah, I don't think he'd appreciate that. I have my own shower.
And you don't know that.
Goes inside Target real quick, buy some shampoo and like body wash.
Here, have some.
Here, have
Here's
some.
some body wash as well. Yep.
Yeah, buy like a curtain
I
too.
I bought you a travel kit.
But yeah,
And-
even homeless people got a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, Paul, you just gotta walk up like, hey man, when was the last time you were touched? And they're like, excuse me? And then you're like, well, I feel like as a socialist, it's my duty to lend you my assistance in your time of need, sir." And then you gently like rub his shoulders, and he's like, this makes me uncomfortable. I'm just trying to get a shower, man." You're like,
I thought, I thought,
"Don't worry about it."
I thought you were gonna do the meme where I just say like, "You want me to join you?" And he says, "What?" And it's just that Attack on Titan meme of me just being like, Commander Irwin saying, "That was a weird thing to say. I'm sorry." And just back off. I thought that's what you're gonna go with.
Pitlot 14. Hi, Bing chilling. How you doing? I don't know who you are, but hey, hope you're doing all right,
Sup, stranger? How you
Mister
doing?
Bing chilling.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So yeah, going back, Dean, how is your new place? You've been there for what, 2 days now?
Yes.
Ever since we last saw you on Monday, yes. So how's it been? How's like the new place like holding the fort? 'Cause I asked you this yesterday.
Well, the Monday and Tuesday were pretty boring.
Yeah.
Just because I had to like clean up, organize things, and I was waiting for my new monitor arms, which didn't arrive on Monday, and it arrived on Tuesday. So I was like, all right, fuck, I can't do anything today but like the clothes. But yeah, it's been really chill. It's quiet.
I bet.
Uh,
It's like still currently you by yourself right now,
yeah, technically.
technically.
Yeah, my sister and my mom are visiting today, or they are here.
Oh, currently.
Yeah, currently.
Okay.
They just wanted to see the dog since the dog came with me too.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that what happened later that day on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just me and
Okay.
Cloud.
So Cloud is living with you currently. I thought he would stay at the old place for the time being.
No, only because my sister's at school and then
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah, makes sense,
yeah
makes
everyone
sense.
else is working. So
Yeah, okay. All right, so it's some of your family members visiting, and yes, you for right now. I assume you're currently in your new room.
yes, it may be echoey only because I have a lot more space.
I can hear the echo a little bit.
I
Yes.
see. But yeah, it's coming along.
Have you put up the little soundproof tiles that you got from home? Did you bring that over?
Yeah,
Put
I
it up on
brought
the
that
wall, or?
over.
Uh,
I have not put them on. Bless.
Thank you.
I have not put them on.
I would imagine that would like
Yeah.
help, like deafen the echo a little bit, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so mostly situated. I think my cable management under my computer is doo right now, but yeah.
I would imagine since you had to put it back over, it'd be the best it's ever been.
Yeah, I would assume so too.
No.
Yeah.
That's something you're gonna fix later.
Yeah.
Isn't that a bitch though? Like you do the wire management and you just leave it there, and then it just gets tangled by itself anyway. It's just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like I don't touch the wires on my stuff ever, and then I had to like rearrange it like a month ago, and I'm just like, I don't touch you at all, and yet I have to do this now. I don't get it. Just it's like they have minds of their own, you know?
It's like some kind of unholy power or some kind of like time space thing that gets your wires all mixed up. I have the same theory when it comes to whenever I lose stuff that I always have in like usually the same spot, but then I lose it for a while, a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months, whichever, and then surprisingly out of nowhere it just comes back.
Yeah.
My theory when it comes to that kind of stuff is that there's legit a time traveling or dimension traveling leprechaun or something. It comes
Stealing your
by,
shit.
takes your stuff. I'm gonna borrow this. Oh, I'm gonna borrow this little bits, and then leaves, and then you just use it for a bit. You're like, what the fuck? Where did this go? And then
It happened. It happened to me all the time when I was younger. It doesn't happen to me as much now that I have more control over where I place my stuff. But when I was younger, I would just like lose things in like at a spot, and I'm like, "Hey, mom, have you seen this thing?" I looked like and I literally look like all over the place. I look at every fucking corner and shit. And my mom's like, "What are you talking about?" Look, and let me try and find it. And she finds it like right away. I'm just like, "What? What? I looked right there. It wasn't there before. I swear."
Right?
It
That's
just
like
appears
some
out
kind
of
of
nowhere.
mom superpower.
Yeah.
It's just there. It just
It's
exists.
like it's like a Fire Emblem class, you know. You achieve the mom class, and then you unlock
Yes.
ability, find
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, I usually have like a saying like if you don't look for it, you'll find it. But if you
Your mom looks for it. It's like right
yeah,
there.
she'll eventually find it. Faster
I
than
always
you.
want. I always wonder what it's like to be a mom in that situation. Just like, is my kid really this dumb?
Like, honestly.
Yeah.
But,
Also, I mean, it
but it
is
happens to
partly
everyone
that.
though.
It is partly that though, because I sometimes I lose my glasses, but then I'm like, wait, what's this sensation on my nose?
Just wearing them. Or like when you're
Yeah,
holding your phone and you're like, "Where's
yeah,
my phone?"
yeah, that happens. Or if it's like in my pocket, I'm like, oh shit, where'd I put it? And then I look around, it's not there. It's like, and then I somehow touch my pocket or some shit, and it's there. I'm like, oh, that's right.
I remember one of the worst things that would happen to me back when I used to wear prescription glasses was I would just throw my while I'm changing my clothes or whatever, I would throw my glasses onto my bed, and then I have to like keep a mental note where my glasses are, because if I don't, I look back at my bed, I'm like I can't see it, I'm fucking blind, and I'm just like crawling over my bed, just like doing the Velma thing. Is like, where's my glasses? And then I just can't find them. Like, holy shit, it just disappears, and then I
Like
mean,
my
eventually I get lucky and find it, but it's a whole process.
Yeah, I'm like that too. Like my eyesight without glasses is fine because before I started wearing them more recently, like I think I started wearing them more recently after Japan. Ever since I went to the autonomous chest, they're like, "Hey, you gotta wear this like all the time." I'm like,
Mm.
"No," but before that,
No,
I would only wear it when I needed to, like when I used my computer or when I was reading or playing video games or something.
yeah,
And then but without it, I would my vision was just fine. Like it was as close as regular as you can probably get to me at
uh
least. But
yeah.
then when I'm looking for my glasses without them, my vision gets nerfed by like 50%. I'm just like everything like just gets blurrier when I'm looking for my glasses, but otherwise it's fine. It's really bizarre.
I can't say I relate to that because I was always fucking blind. So
Oh, I
yeah,
mean, I was less blind than you until you got surgery and paid to get better vision than me. Damn you.
I just have bad astigmatism and nearsightedness. That's all I get.
I did too. That was me too. Except it was like so nearsighted that even if I got really close, it's still like a
Damn.
little 50-50.
Feels bad.
Feels
Yeah.
bad. Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes I would like squint without my glasses, but this is one time. I think I don't know if I've ever told this story or if it was just mentioned by you as a joke, but this
Yeah.
is one time in high school. Where it was like towards the end of my biology class, like in the semester in the school year,
Oh, I know what story you're
and
talking about.
yeah, and then I'm an Asian guy. I don't have the biggest eyes. It's just the way it is. But then I wasn't wearing them. I was just talking with a classmate, and then
Yes.
my teacher was like, "Hey, why are you always squinting?" Because during class I would normally not wear my glasses, and then I was like, "But I'm not squinting. I've never squinted. It's just the way I look."
Damn.
And
Feels.
sh- and then she was like, "Oh, I think you need glasses." I'm like, "Bitch,
I
I'm
just
not
told you I'm not.
squinting."
I just told you I'm not squinting. Maybe
Yeah,
you try to brush it off. I'm like, oh shit, I just did something very racist.
Yeah.
I did a racism.
I just pulled a racist card.
She just tried to like pretend she misheard. And like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe you need glasses.
Yeah,
Just
and so
But
and so
inside, she just like sweating. Like, oh shit.
yeah.
yeah, and that made me sad because I just can't escape my genetics. Like I do know that I can make my eyes bigger if I want to, but
Yeah.
like when I'm like resting, it just gets chinky, and there's nothing I can do about that. And I'm getting mistaken for being like, ha, you're always squinting when it's just the way it is. It's sad. It hurts.
That was me back in high school too. Except I really was squinting. But people thought I was just angry all the time, or just like had a rusting bitch face, which I did. But actually was just squinting everywhere because I refused to wear my glasses because I thought
You
glasses
always
were
look like
lame.
you were glaring at people whenever you're
Yeah.
squinted. You're like
It
you're
helped.
looking at people. Yeah.
It helped during RTC. It built up my story, and they're like, oh, that guy's a hard ass. I
Yeah,
was just squinting because I was blind.
I remember I was in the platoon and I was at attention and shit. And then you looked at me like squinting and I was like, oh shit, did I do something wrong? I'm just standing here. How can I do something wrong?
Little did everyone know I was just fucking blind.
Yeah.
That was amazing though. Good times. Good times.
But now you're not blind, so
Now
fuck
I'm not
you. You
blind.
left the club. You left the club, damn it.
Yeah, I know. The funniest thing was after I got my eye surgery was when everyone in all you guys in our group started wearing glasses more. I was like,
Yeah.
when the fuck did the switch happen? I thought I was like finally in the hey, I don't need glasses group, and then everyone decided like, nah, not wearing glasses kind of lame. We're gonna start wearing some eye
Yeah.
vision.
They drained their eyesight just so you can have better eyesight.
Yeah.
That's what
I
happened.
know.
They
I
went to each
know.
of our houses at night. They drained
Don't
it.
worry. In a couple years, I'll get my fucking eyes fixed.
Are you gonna
Yeah,
get surgery too?
Yeah.
it's not like a top priority because obviously there's a lot of shit, finances that I would have to take care of, but I would like to have it someday too. It's just like I was just worn this for all my life, and it just
Yeah.
be really. I think I look better without glasses too. So it's just all around good. But just being able to see without glasses is probably it's just perfectly. It just sounds really nice, and I've never in all my life experienced that, and yeah, that'd be cool to have one day.
Yeah,
You
some people look good with glasses. Some people don't. I think when I didn't have to wear glasses anymore, I thought I immediately looked a lot better. But it did take some time to get used to one, seeing myself not wear glasses in the mirror, and two, you know that feeling whenever your glasses are like sliding down, you need to push it up. I still had that habit for like months on end. I'm like, oh
did
wait,
you
I
do
don't
like
need.
anime style, like like like
Yeah, I think I did with the one with the middle finger. I would just push it up, but I was like, oh, there's nothing there. I don't have that happen anymore, but I was like, it was a while. I was like, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I think I only wear glasses when I'm driving or when I'm
Mm.
reading something really far, which is like not too common.
I mean, you could always just like walk closer.
Yeah.
That's usually the go-to.
Yeah, didn't you pay like 4K for yours, right, Paul? Around 4K?
Around 4K. I think it was like 4.6K was the cost. I didn't have
4.6?
any. I didn't have any private insurance or anything, so I just paid the full cost up front. I
Gotcha.
saved up.
And
I saved up money from work and just like eventually was able to pay it.
and the surgery you got, which is PRK, it lasts
PRK,
longer than
yes.
LASIK, right? Because I know the thing with LASIK is that it can wear off after some amount of time.
Uh, I think it's roughly about the same in how long it takes to wear off. Because some people it lasts like their entire lives, you're good to go. Some people it wears off just from the natural aging process, and that your eyes just get weaker.
Yeah, with that's just the way it's going to
Yeah.
be. But like
The
in terms of like,
the main differences I know between LASIK and PRK is that PRK is the older version of LASIK. LASIK is a little bit more newer, but I think there's another third option that I don't know about that is a lot more modern that's newer than LASIK. I don't know what it
okay.
entails.
Eye
PRK, it's like they take out like part of like some kind of flap. I don't remember the terminology anymore, but they like take off a little bit layer of your eye or cornea or whatever. But that's the part that eventually grows back when they're doing the laser or after the laser. So it grows back naturally after several months. Whereas LASIK, it's like permanently gone.
Oh, really?
But yes, so it doesn't grow back. PRK grows back, but whereas LASIK after the surgery, you're pretty much like almost good to go almost immediately. PRK, it takes like months of healing before you're able to see 2020 again.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And the process in those first couple days after PRK surgery is fucking painful. Like
Yeah,
I kept telling you guys this. It legit felt like someone was like stabbing me in the eye multiple times for those 3 days straight. It was like terrible. I was like, fuck. Everything was bright. I was like, had to like sit in the darkness. My eyes hurt all the time. It was a bad place, but eventually it was worth it. And the reason why I picked that over LASIK is that I was told that like PRK is pretty good if in case you ever get hit in the face a lot. And I plan to join the military, so I'm probably gonna get hit in the face a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas LASIK, it's you have to get hit really fucking hard, but I didn't want to chance it because there's a low chance I think if you get LASIK, if you get hit in the face or more specifically the eyes, it could fuck up your vision, and you probably need to revisit that. But PRK, you're more or less good to go. So that's why I picked PRK over LASIK. And I think it was a little bit cheaper too. So
Okay.
yeah.
It's just it seems like with except the pain part, PRK is probably the safer option, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It was also the
Yeah.
safer option. But they're both pretty
Like-
safe. It's like
But results wise, they're basically the same. Like I mean, besides the whole like permanent removal thing,
Yeah, there's,
results wise, but about the same.
yeah, I think they said like there's probably like a 1% chance this goes wrong, but 99% chance. You played Fire Emblem. I'm like, yeah. It didn't say that, but I was like,
I missed the
like,
95% today.
99%? That's pretty good odds. My guy should hit. Except for that one time I played Fire Emblem and my guy missed on a 99% chance on a boss and had to redo the entire level. But
Yeah, Fire Emblem, like, it makes you understand statistics. It makes you also not understand it sometimes, you know? It's
Yes.
a unique game in that aspect.
yeah, so like you understand, like 1 out of 99, still a 1% chance. But at the same time, 1% chance that should be 0. I swear to God. Especially if I spent like so many like 30 minutes on this goddamn level.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Fire Emblem too much because I think we've mentioned it a lot recently. At least I did
Really?
because I've been playing it recently. So
Maybe while I'm driving to work, yeah.
But I will never. I cannot believe in a god where I would normally kill a unit, but then during their turn, they have a 30% chance of hitting me and a 1% chance of critting if they do hit me, and both happen to kill my unit, and I had to restart in Fire Emblem Fates. So that made me an atheist because numbers are fucked up. Okay, so I didn't believe in a god after that.
Jeff, that's enough to renounce your religion, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was already like solidly an atheist before, but that's like super solidified that. I was just like, this ain't right. This ain't right. And I had to restart the level because of that, and I was doing fine otherwise. It just happened out of nowhere.
Nintendo making you turn way further from the path of God.
Yeah, or it's like when you play Pokemon. So Dean can relate to this one a little bit more. So when you use like Focus Blast or some shit, you miss 3 times and they hit their Focus Blast like all the time. You're like, nani?
The fuck? What just happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny when you. I mean, with Pokemon, I guess Dean won't relate to this part as much. But when you face a friend or some shit, and then you miss all the time, or they miss all the time, it's always fun to see like the random bullshit that happens in the battle.
I bet.
Whenever my family or friends talk about, oh, do like this weird ritual thing to increase your luck. Like I remember my mom would rotate her. Apparently, you're not supposed to put your head when you're sleeping toward the north or something, but instead have it face. Oh, hold on. It was originally facing west, and so she said make it face east, and she said like that's to increase luck. If you have it face west, it's bad luck. And I remember thinking like that's the dumbest shit I ever heard, because I don't believe in like increasing luck or doing these dumb rituals. But there are those times when you're playing games and you're just like, oh, here's a percentage chance, and then or you're just playing games in general, and then something really unfucking lucky happens. Just part of me just like luck doesn't exist. But in that moment, you're like, I can't fucking believe it. That's so fucking unlucky.
Come
does
on.
luck exist or not? I don't understand.
If there's a god out there, please let this fucking crit.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a superstitious person, so I don't really care for like all the silly things people do. Like for example, like a lucky sock or lucky shirt, or like
yeah.
or like this is one that Jeffrey does a lot, knocking on wood. Like that does absolutely fucking nothing. And I think it's dumb when people do that because you know, like it's just superstitious. No offense, Jeff. Like this isn't just you. It's just everyone who believes in this stuff in general.
It gives people the feeling that at least they have some control over your lives.
Yeah. But I do the one thing I do is when I'm playing Pokemon and I'm trying to battle or some shit, or I'm trying to catch a Pokemon, I would mash the A button because I know it doesn't actually work, but it makes me feel secure, like thinking that maybe this will help me capture the Pokemon or help me get the crit or something.
If
you know,
you mash faster, you'll definitely catch it.
or when you see like HP bar drop and you mash A, it's like they go all the way. Yeah. That's one thing I do, but I acknowledge that it doesn't work at all. It's just me being like, what if?
Hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or another thing that I don't think people do anymore, but some people throw salt behind them. I think that's like really silly. Like, it's just like good job, man. We're gonna do just leave it there. You're gonna vacuum it or some shit, lick it off the floor. Like we can do with the salt.
What does like throwing salt over your shoulder do?
I have no clue, but if I were to guess, there's like a lot of supernatural elements to some cultures when it comes to salt. Like some cultures believe that salt repels evil away. So when you, I would imagine if you throw salt behind your back, you're like stopping evil spirits from like attacking you or possessing you or doing some sort of harm or bad luck to you or something like that.
I only know about the circle thing. You're like, oh, you put a salt circle around you, you're safe. Or was that SpongeBob? I don't remember.
SpongeBob.
No, I think it's just a cultural thing. Like some cultures, like that's how they interpret the use of salt in some ways. I guess.
How much salt does cultures have to just like let's just waste it by like throwing it over your shoulder, just like throwing this on the ground? Because I assure you, most likely, it probably had like a meaning behind it, like an actual practical meaning behind it, or like a story to go along with it. And then eventually, over time, people just forgot what the story was. And you're like, this is what you do.
They're just salty.
They're just salty. But how much salt do you have that you could just like waste that and just like throw it? Because if that were me, I'd be like, no, you can put this on your meats.
I don't know.
Help preserve this.
It would have to depend when when it was made, right? Yeah. Because obviously, as we all know, back then salt was rare and you used it to preserve meat, and you didn't have salt.
Yeah, exactly. It's like refrigerators.
Yeah.
Refrigerators weren't a thing.
Yeah, so I think it must have been a more recent thing where salt was more available to like the general proletariat. Your average guy can just go to the local store and get salt. I think that's when the throwing the salt behind you thing became more prominent, and then and then those who kept their cultures from their ancestors probably kept the whole like, oh, salt, it repels evil thought in them, then you would use it with salt circles or throwing salt behind them. That would be my guess anyway. So, yeah.
Wouldn't that mean they think you're the fucking evil like thing? Because if they're throwing salt behind you, that means they're repelling you, right?
No, they throw it behind their own backs. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah. They're not chucking
it's on their shoulder.
I thought it was the one where
they're not chucking salt at you, no. Yeah, no.
That's just rude. That's just rude. Throwing salt at people, that's just rude.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Diablo! Throw salt in their face like, it burns. See, it burns. He is a Diablo.
Get behind me, demon. Get behind me, Satan, I mean.
If you were the Diablo, you would be hurting right now. It's up my nose. I can't breathe.
Dude, that's like the same as the fucking witch trial. If you drown, you're a witch. If you float,
no, it's the other way. It's the other way around.
Is it?
Yeah. If you drown, you're not a witch.
If you float, you're a witch. Because a witch is the same way as a duck.
So stupid.
So like, to prove you're not a witch, you must die.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
What
do I do?
Swim.
Like if you die, you die. If you don't die, and you float or some shit because you can swim, they're like witch, and then they kill you anyway. There's no winning. So it's so stupid.
Imagine you knew how to like float back in the day, just like on your back.
Like you
get accused of being a witch.
So hard.
You're like, I know what buoyancy is. I can float. And they're like, witchcraft.
Witchcraft, indeed.
It's so dumb. Yeah.
I guess I just assumed people back then just didn't know how to swim.
But that's not to say that we don't do dumb shit now. Because I see so much shit of people eating dumb shit like edible gold. It's like it has no flavor, no value, anything. But they go to these 5-star restaurants. They order a pizza.
Like gold pizza.
Or they do this with ice cream too. I've seen one with ice cream where they just like it's like a regular ass ice cream, but they just toss in like expensive ingredients and they add like edible gold on top of it.
Gold, some truffles.
And yeah, the truffles, yeah. At least the truffles would have flavor though, at least. But with the gold, you're paying for the aesthetic of eating gold. You're not like it's not actually adding anything to what you're eating,
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much just gold in a nutshell, isn't it? Except for like the what? It's like
I mean,
Gold's not that conductive, right? Right?
No,
Or is that the
no.
other way around? I forget.
I
Science
believe
is not.
I believe this might be too long ago for me, but I believe it's not conductive, and I believe also as a metal, it's not very strong. That's why you don't have. I mean, this is anyone who played Minecraft would probably know this, but that's why gold weapons aren't very
Yeah.
strong because they break really easily.
Yeah.
They're cool to look at, but they don't have any practical use as like a tool or a weapon. But gold, because it's rare, I'm assuming anyway, because I know with diamonds it's highly valued, even though diamonds itself aren't very rare. But I think with gold, it actually is pretty rare, and that's why they used it as currency back then, because it was harder to get. And then
Was it rare though, or was it just pretty? Just pretty to look at. Because I could assume people looked at, ooh, look at this like shiny thing. Everything else is like brown.
I don't think so, because there's a lot of like similar metals that are similar to gold, but then they aren't as valuable. So they
valuable in what way though?
there's less of it. I think to extract from the earth.
Does it look pretty though?
Yeah, it looks pretty, but I'm
Okay.
assuming it's also valuable. That's why it's worth more than like iron or whatever the fuck. And I guess it's also why they just use it as currency, because it looks good and it's rare enough. So if it's rare enough, it has some value to it. That's why you use it as currency for some parts. And yeah, and I think we stopped using gold as a currency because we realized like, hey, it's kind of wasteful to just use all this gold for just just money. Maybe what if we switch to something else? And that's why I believe that's why we started using like bills for different currencies, and we started using like coins made up of like tin or copper or a mix of that or whatever.
Paper.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard about the story about the African king who was so fucking rich? He had like so much gold that when he like traveled across the Sahara Desert, he was just like giving gold away at the wayside to like anyone he came across.
I told this story. Of course, I remember this.
Yeah, and he just like pretty much caused like an inflation just because he gave away so much gold to like the surrounding economies.
Yeah, and then like he gave away so much that like it wasn't worth as much, right?
Yeah. The gold prices just like dropped just because he just kept giving it so much away. It's like, I'm so rich, I'm so bored. I'm just gonna. I think he was on his trip to Mecca or something.
He was like the Oprah at that time. You get some gold. You get some gold. Everybody gets some gold.
I watched a video about that recently that compared that one African king to our current billionaire overlords today, like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and all them. Apparently, even if you account for inflation, that one African king compared to those guys today, still massively fucking rich in comparison. It makes Jeff Bezos look like small beans. Apparently, it's crazy.
Small Bezos.
I know exactly. So, it's just how rich that guy was, because he could literally just like give it away the entire trip, just like have it like poke a hole in his bag and have it like drip across, and he'd probably still be really fucking rich by the time he comes back after his trip. It's insane. It's just the power that people have with like just having money.
I heard a story about how some guy like had so much money that he had to bury a lot of it in his backyard, and he just like forgot about it.
Really?
And so like it's just been like I think they buried it out at some point, and it was worth a lot less later on, obviously. But
really,
yeah, he had so much money, he was like, "Fuck, I don't know what to do," so he just buried it.
When was this?
I forget. I saw it a long time ago.
You ever hear stories about people who are like, I'm so fucking rich, I have all these like expensive art pieces. I'm gonna create a treasure hunt, and I'm just gonna bury this out in the middle of nowhere in America, and I'm gonna have like a challenge come out, and then all the treasure hunters will follow this riddle and try to find it. And then people like look at it, and they try to do it, and some people actually end up dying trying to look for this treasure.
Yeah.
Yep. It's fucking hilarious. I mean, not the fact that people died, of course, but it's fucking hilarious. And apparently the guy was like, I didn't even intend for people to die on this. It's like, how did that happen? maybe it's like someone just like found a treasure, and then someone else like, oh shit, He found it. Yeah, take this
It's
guy out.
mine. Yeah.
It's mine. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. But yeah. I think there was one happened now like a couple of years ago. I don't remember the details, but apparently someone found it, and then now that person's rich. He has like millions of dollars or something. Just the guy who like plants all that stuff. He's like, I'm so fucking bored and I'm so fucking rich, but I love treasure hunting. So here, have fun.
Battle Royale.
A little bit. Battle Royale though, is it?
No, I just
No.
If I were a rich person like that, I'd make a battle royale.
You make
If I was an evil billionaire, you know, what I would do is that I'd have like a bunch of people in one spot, and they have to work together to solve it, like a bunch of escape rooms, and then you know, if people don't make it to the next room for various reasons, like, you know, they can't handle it, or they're dead, or they are too tired.
You just say like, how'd they die? How'd they die? You just say it so casually.
Yeah, who knows?
And then you know, like they just, for whatever reason, they can't make it to the next level. You know, it's
Yeah.
the way it is, and eventually there'll be like 4
What
people,
does that mean?
and then
What do
they'll
you
fight.
mean it is what it is? What does that mean?
Hey,
It is what it
Describe
is.
it. What
This
does
is
that
like-
mean?
this is evil billionaire me talking right now. Okay,
What
Not-
happens to them? You just say it is what it is. What does that mean?
you. That's
Tell
not
me.
me.
Tell me, Jim. What does that mean?
They
It is what it
just
is.
had an unfortunate case of not making it to the next level where they are eliminated in that round. And then-
They just go out the back door. You're like, oh, just go home. Just enjoy this time with your family. All right.
And like,
Is that what
in
happened?
every escape room, I'd throw in a twist where it's like, shit, you know, do I split the earnings evenly, or do I try to hog it all for myself, you know, like, or should I work with one other person to screw the other 2 people? I would add a little twist like that just to see how they would act, and you know, and whatever happens. Like I'll leave like an axe and like a sword or a spear or some shit in every room, you know, just for reasons, and then they'll go from level to level, and eventually it'll be like a final round where 4 people face off for the final escape rooms, and then whoever wins that will win the grand prize. And this will all be televised to everyone in the country. Everyone will think it's scripted, but it's not scripted. It's all real, you know. And yeah, it would be a fun time. I mean, I'm not an evil billionaire, so that's not gonna happen. So that's unfortunate for evil billionaire me, but you know, that'd be kind of cool.
If I were an evil billionaire, I'd keep it simple. I'd bring back Bloodsport. I'd bring back the Colosseums.
Nah, there's not enough.
I'll have
not enough-
people fight to the death.
That's not enough emotional investment for the crowd, though. You want the crowd to be able to like to invest in like in a contestant. You know, if they live or die, that you want them to be invested, not just be like, ha death. You know, it's like the difference between watching like a shitty shonen anime
Yeah.
like Fairy Tale versus watching like a epic battle in AOT or some shit. You know, you want people to invest in the characters, and if they die, then they'll feel it. You know, not just be like, ha, they died, the other person won, ha, damn. You know, like.
I was about to agree with you, but didn't like in like season 1 of Attack on Titan, didn't people die pretty often, pretty quickly, even if you didn't get much investment?
But people were invested in characters like what's that dude? Marco? I think it was. Yeah, and or
invested in Marco just 'cause
spoilers,
they kept.
or Irwin, right? People care about those people. There'll be nobodies that get killed like in AOT, like Aaron's mom. Like she was a nobody. She had she was a nobody. No one needed her there. But she died for plot reasons, and that's why you got invested in like Aaron's story, right? The same thing would happen in my death game, in my tournament, where they will, you know, battle each other via escape rooms and make decisions and shit. You get invested in the characters, and yeah, that's my goal. I won't have them just be like, all right, John Cena, you face Batista, and you know, like it's not just that. You have to tell the story behind it.
Isn't this the plot to like every other horror movie with an escape room, or like
Saw?
like Saw, or like what's that one anime game? The one that you had your old avatar with, Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that the plot to that? I
Something like
never
that.
played
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
That'd be that'd be kind of cool, right?
Yeah. Except people actually die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
you're probably right. People have like shorter attention spans, and they're like, "Oh, this is boring." People just like doing costumes, but you gotta bring it back a little bit, just ease back into it, especially when we become more dystopian as time goes on. We're gonna see a lot more just like death battles.
Yeah, I mean, not good for me because I'm not an evil billionaire. But if I was, that'd be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool, indeed. I was about to like agree with you on your whole fairy tale thing, just because like I was about to say like, yeah, I dropped fairy tale pretty quick. I think after I dropped it after like 5 episodes or something. Back in like in community college. I remember the last time I saw it was like the last episode I saw was like some kind of train episode. It was like first season. I only joined because Lucy Boobies. That's it. And then I saw Food Wars in my recommendation, so I went straight to that.
I thought the girls were hot. I mean, in Fairy Tale, I thought the girls
No,
were hot.
definitely hot. They're definitely lookers.
But I started watching it because it was like one of those big shonen that people liked. So I was like, I like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was pretty good. I liked very other shonens like High School DxD. I enjoyed that. Maybe I like Fairy Tale. Like it's like a guild or some shit. They fight and stuff. That's cool. I'm into that. I watched it for like the first 50 episode. I enjoyed it for the first 50 episodes, and then I started noticing, wait, this is getting a little familiar. And then I noticed that every arc had the same exact bullet points. It's like, oh, new bad guy shows up. He has minions. Oh, the Fairy Tale Guild has to fight against the minions. The main characters fight the minions, except for the main character, Natsu, and they struggle to fight against the minions. Eventually, they beat the minions, and then the bad guy comes up. The bad guy either beats up the main characters, or he just starts fighting Natsu. Natsu fights the bad guy. They fight. Natsu's struggling, but then Natsu beats him. But then the bad guy gets a power up in the middle of the fight. He gets stronger, and he beats up Natsu. Natsu's like, shit, man, this is a really tough fight. But you know what? We have the power of friendship. And then friendship powers up and starts beating the bad guy. And then the bad guy gets beaten up, it either disappears or he becomes their ally in the next arc. And then it just repeats for the next like 150 episodes or so.
150.
And I watched this in high school, and I was like, I'm already this deep into it. I'll just see where it goes. I skipped like a lot of arcs because I noticed that I was just bored with it. And then after I finished the first season, which I somehow got that far. I was just like, okay, season 2 is out. I'm not gonna watch this ever again. I'm done. This is too repetitive for my sake. But the fan service was cool. I enjoyed my time in those scenes, But it's time for me to move on in my life, and I never try to watch a shonen of that length ever again. Like Bleach, I hear went bad after a certain point, so I didn't care for Bleach either. One Piece was like 800 episodes long. I was like, nope, I'm not investing time into this. What's the other big one? Naruto. Naruto is probably the most popular of all the ones I mentioned, except Dragon Ball. I guess Dragon Ball's probably the goat still when it comes to like that type of show. I'm assuming anyway. I have no clue. But Naruto, I was like, nope, I'm not getting into this either. Fuck this. And yeah, so Fairy Tail was so bad, it made me not want to try shonen of that length ever again. Every now and then, shonen pops up and I enjoy it, like My Hero Academia. Although I did drop that recently because I started watching the 5th season. I just didn't care for it, and I just never. I think I'm okay with never watching the series ever again. Cause
I never started the latest season.
I just
That was in the back of my mind. Like I should watch it, but I don't really care. There's other stuff I'm interested in, not even like anime related, just stuff in general. I just
like I really liked the first 2 or 3 seasons, but then I think I noticed that it had it got repetitive at some points too. It was just like, Deku, is weak. He has a lot of flaws. He can't get stronger. He's held back by something. And then some instructor is like, I'll teach you this technique. And then he learns the technique. He gets strong. He gets a few hits in, and then usually gets saved by someone else. I'm just like, oh, okay. This is I don't care anymore. And they just throw you tournament arcs after tournament arcs. I'm just like, I don't.
See, I don't even remember how I started watching My Hero Academia in the first place. Because I don't think. Because looking at it, there's like no way I would have gotten into it on my own. I think someone, probably one of my sisters or something, like showed me like an episode, like, all right, check it out. I'm like, all right, I got nothing better to do. Because just like superhero stuff in general is just not my thing. With the only exception was like being like One Punch Man, and I just kind of watched it for the memes. It was pretty good, but
How
My
can you
Hero.
watch it for the memes?
Hey, there's a lot of memes, and the opening song was a banger. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I'll
Can't
do
believe
it.
they did that to the fucking thing. I didn't even know the One Punch Man had an anime to like. Oh shit! It's on Netflix. What is this?
Netflix.
Oh, when I saw the One Punch Man.
Ah,
Yeah. I was just reading
I
the
don't have
manga. I didn't
Netflix.
even know the anime. They released an anime. I was just like, oh, what the fuck?
Was it like the actual manga or was it like the web comic?
Both.
Both.
That's how
I
I
heard
got
it's
into.
both.
That's how I got into One Punch
with,
Man.
with One Punch Man, I've only watched the anime, so I enjoyed the first season. I just never bothered to watch the second one. I heard enough negative things about it where I'm just like, do I want to start watching? And then I just never started it.
I still think
Um,
the second season is good. It's definitely the
The animation.
arts. The animation is definitely takes a back seat
Yeah.
compared to the first
Yeah,
season.
I agree.
Yeah, but still
hmm.
good.
Yeah.
It's not like amazing. It's not
It's not
amazing,
Madhouse amazing.
but it's good. You'll
Yeah.
enjoy your time there.
Yeah, series changes are always kind of fucked up, huh? Because like sometimes the shittier studio can make you not like the new stuff as much. Because it happened with Dragon Ball,
Mhm.
where there's like a big change. I think I don't know if the studio's the same, but the way the art style was like really different, and then for a while it was really fucking dog shit. It was just like I'm not sure if you ever seen. There's like some screenshots of like the first few Dragon Ball Super episodes, and then like all the like I'm gonna be super on PC here, but it looked like all the in some screenshots the characters had like Down syndrome, where like they were like cross-eyed, and then like the face was not like it was not proportional. You know, it wasn't like a oval or anything. It was like a blob. It just looked really bad, and then it got a lot of shit for like the early episodes. It got better over time, but the new art style plus like shittier animation kind of made a lot of people turn off from enjoying it
Yeah,
as much.
it got so bad that the original creator had to like step in for the production
Yeah, I
of the
heard like
anime.
for the first few episodes, I think it was by newer animators, right? Like
Yeah,
they're more new to
new.
the scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that was rough. I remember like seeing some stuff. I just pause it. I just giggle because how
it's just like, what
awful
the
it looked.
fuck is this shit? What happened to
Um,
Goku?
yeah, if anyone's curious, who's watching or listening, just Google it. You'll see some funny stuff. But yeah, it wasn't really well done, and it did turn a lot of people off.
I don't watch
Um,
Dragon Ball, so I wouldn't know. What picture should I look up?
just try, just Google Dragon Ball Super, uh, bad animation or some shit. You
Yeah,
might be able to see some in Google Images.
yeah.
But yeah,
What the? I can't tell if some of these are memes or not.
that's the see. That's the thing. We're so bad, dude.
What the fuck? Goku, where's your nose? Oh, what the shit? 1996 compared to 20. Okay, I understand what you're talking
Right?
about. Why? He's so blockheaded.
So bad. Yeah. It's so bad.
Holy shit.
You can't tell. It's like Charlie Kirk. You can't tell which one's distorted, which one's not.
I can't tell either. Because I look at some of like, these are obviously fake. These are obviously just like
No,
deviant art drawings.
these are not.
And Dragon Ball, like it or hate it, because at this point I don't even like it that much anymore, because I realize it's not that good of a series. It's just like it's probably the biggest anime of all time. You know, like anybody can recognize Dragon Ball Z. Uh, and then when you announce a new season and you come up with this art, dude, like holy shit, it's
Yeah.
wild to think of.
Ah,
But yeah,
oh shit.
uh, yeah, yeah, that was unlucky. It gets better. It got better over the over time, but I think the damage was done for some people.
Yeah, I never really got into it in the first place just because, like, back then when I was a kid, I didn't have cable. So I could never get into, like, Dragon Ball or
Yeah, Dragon
Naruto
Ball
and
is just
Tsunami.
it's just one of those series. I think I'm pretty I'm pretty not neutral, but I'm pretty unbiased in this, where I can tell, like, if I never watched it as a kid, I would not like it as much as I do now, because I don't even like it that much right now, and I recognize that the series had had a shit ton of flaws narratively, and I think probably narratively, because the story is the big part of why you would enjoy a series, right? And I realized it wasn't that good. There was like a lot of problems, even in like the earlier stuff, in the first one or two arcs in Dragon Ball Z, they weren't that great. But you know,
But
yeah,
hey, they were my childhood.
it's like Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, like it's a lot harder for like a teenager to get into them now. Now that Yu-Gi-Oh is like nowhere near as popular what it used to be. It's I can't imagine like a 15-year-old just picking up Yu-Gi-Oh and be like, huh, I like this, you know.
Yeah. How many
But you know what
people-
else I couldn't get into?
What
What?
else?
Bakugo from My Hero Academia. I fucking hate that character, by the way.
That guy.
But yeah, Bakugo,
I thought you said, like, Bakugo, like that one,
the
like, tables or that card tabletop game or whatever.
with the ball.
Bakugan, there you go.
Oh, that was dope as shit.
Yo, that
Like
was.
I never played, but the idea was cool. It was like you know.
I had the PlayStation 2 game. It was. It filled. It filled joy in my summer days.
I didn't see
I never got into it,
Bakugan
but it
until I
looked
was
cool.
like middle school or high school, and I think by then I was like already too old. I was like, what is this kid's game? I'm too old to understand.
It was pretty cool the way the ball like lands on the card and then it'll just pops out by itself. It was different.
Mm.
It was
Yeah.
using magnets.
Yeah, it's just like you play with cards, but then you put the monsters on top of it, and then the ball pops out into a monster, and then yeah, it was cool. Like it's definitely more of a kids thing that is like a thing an adult can get to, because an adult can get to Yu-Gi-Oh a lot easier than they can with Bakugan. I believe, but it was cool. Same thing with like what's it called, Beyblades, Beyblades.
Beyblades. Oh man, the old
Yeah.
school ones.
Yes.
Like
Those
it's
are
not a
funny
thing
shit.
you would get into as an adult, but as a kid, that shit's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a
Fuck you,
low,
Paul. You have no
low-key
childhood.
chance. Low-key chance. Just seeing like tops just like fighting each other out. It looks pretty cool, even like when you're adult.
Hey, when you're a kid and you buy razor blades and attach it to your Beyblade, it was
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
coolest
some
shit ever.
some piece of shit kids did that in my elementary, and they would cut up like poorer kids' Beyblades
Yeah.
because they had like razor blades. It was dumb as fuck. It was funny though. I never got to Beyblades, but it looked fun. Just
They're
seeing
really
kids just like
fun. They're
That's
really
what we
fun.
used to do.
yeah. But no, but I meant Bakugo from My Hero Academia. I hate that character. Okay, like that character has like I think he's like one of the most popular characters in the show. Like probably top 5. I think
Yeah.
top 5 would be like All Might, the main character,
I think he might be in
Uh,
top 3.
Todoroki. I think is Todoroki more popular than Bakugo? I think
They're technically the big.
I was thinking like Bakugo is probably more popular than Todoroki.
Yeah, they're
You
like
think so?
the trio.
I think so.
You got Deku.
you know what, you might be right, because I think guys who watch more anime, they probably like Bakugo more than Todoroki, because Todoroki is like the female fan favorite, I think.
He's like the cool character.
Mysterious.
That's cool, mysterious character, and guys
And
like
he's
oh,
like good. He's good looking. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then so Todoroki, Bakugo, Deku, because MC is just the way it is. All Might, and I think probably 5 would be Uraraka, the gravity chick,
Yeah.
because she's a girl and she has booba. So there's probably enough to get popular on her own. I think those are the top 5.
Her,
What?
Momo, and
I don't think Momo's higher than her though.
The Frog.
I think those are top 5.
The frog.
oh yeah, Frog. Oh yeah,
Six
yeah.
people in there.
Frog Girl,
Yeah.
and then the girl with the music girl. She's also kind of popular.
I think Music Girl's more like a cult favorite. I think.
Hmm.
But-
Probably.
But anyway, But Bakugo is easily one of the top characters, and then I just don't get him. Like, because he's supposed to be like the Vegeta of that show, and Vegeta is like an anti-hero. Like, he's not entirely a good guy, but he's not a bad guy either. He's like, a mix of both, and those characters are usually like really popular as well. But then the thing with Bakugo is that he always yells and he's always pissed off, and he's always at 100 and never anything else. It's just like, Bakugo, I'm angry, Deku. It's just like that's all he did in the show, and I just want him to shut the fuck up because that's all he did. Like, there's nothing else to his character besides being angry and angry and yelling all the time. There's nothing else to him. But he's still so popular. I'm just like, why, why him of all people? Like, just get rid of him, get him killed off or some shit. Like, give Deku a motivation by killing off Bakugo. Like, fucking hated that character, and that's his whole thing too. His whole shtick.
Yeah, no, I kind of understand why, but there's definitely like a following. It's probably like some people are like, he's just misunderstood. He has character development. You'll see. He can change.
I'm about to say.
Instead of yelling 100% of the time, he only yells 80% of the time. It's a 20% improvement.
The manga.
I don't care. I don't care for spoilers, but then
I'm not continuing this series.
But it's for the audience, whoever is still interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care for the series anymore. It's a series that I enjoyed at first, but I don't care for it. It's just like, again, it just got too formulaic for me. It's just like it became like another shonen. It's just like, oh, okay.
I mean, I wasn't interested in it originally, especially when it started, but then I got into it. Like, oh, okay, there's like some hype moments. There's like some bops with the music. I'm like, all right, it gets you into it. And they're like, I ain't gonna lie, there were like times where I got goosebumps. Like, oh, this is actually pretty dope. But then,
yeah, for sure,
those aren't like every episode. And the highs are like pretty high, but then all the other stuff in between, I'm like, it's aight. And I forget about that. And I think most people do too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a big portion of why some older fans are still into it is because like of all the hentai of like the girls of the show. They're just like shit, like I didn't need to see the hentai of like the bunny girl, like, come on, keep pumping out girls like that and I'll keep watching, but yeah, I don't know. I think as I've gotten older, it's just like shonen just doesn't do. I guess I'm not their target audience anymore because I'm older now, but it just gets too repetitive for me. Except for one show.
What?
You know what that show is?
What's that show?
Black Mirror. Only on Netflix. Best anime. No, I'm just kidding.
Black Mirror?
No. I have not seen Black Mirror, but
you're hearing me.
But some shonen shows are so good for me. So, like Dr. Stone, I really enjoyed that one a lot. So, yeah.
Science.
I'm like so out of the loop. I legit had to like type up Black Mirror. I'm like, what the fuck's that again? It sounds familiar.
It's like it's not a Netflix series where it's like, hey, this is what the future could look like.
Yeah.
It's like it usually shows you like a dystopian future where it's like, oh, this is what the world would look like if you just lived in a room all day, and then there's like a TV screen that can do anything for you or whatever the fuck. Like I think that's like the second episode where it's like this one dude is like biking or some shit to stay alive because when he bikes, it's like one of those like kind of like a gym bike basically, except it records how much you do and then in return it gives you like money so you can live your life,
Mm-hmm.
And then he spends it just like jacking off, eating food, and then just doing whatever in his own shows, in his own room.
That show is crazy.
I think it ends with him like because he talks to his girl. He starts questioning the system a little bit. He's like, huh, maybe this world's kind of fucked up. And then so he goes on like this show. I forget how he gets there, but he goes on this show where he is supposed to do something like a trick in front of the audience so he can get famous. And so instead of doing like a trick, he starts like ranting with like I think he with like a piece of glass or some shit. And he's like threatening to cut himself. And he's like ranting about how fucked up the world is because they're just living their lives just being on a machine, cycling all day, and that's the only thing they can do in their life. There's no social interaction or anything. There's no purpose. They just do that and they just go home, eat, beat off, whatever. And then the audience, who has never heard this sort of stuff before, are like, "Wow, that was amazing." And then the guy who's running the show is like, "Hey, do you want to do this all the time? We'll pay you money for it." And so he's like, "Huh, what the hell?" And so he decides to go with it, and he would have his own show where he like complains of how fucked up the world is. But then by doing that, he's just keeping up the system as it already is running without meaningfully changing it the way it works.
I ain't gonna lie, the past like 3 minutes just went by and I was not paying attention.
See, this is what happens when I try to explain a concept to you. You're like, "Fuck,
He's
too
going over his
difficult."
brain.
I was just like perusing on YouTube and then I see like a 15-second video. I'm like, oh, I want to watch this. And I just hear you talking in the background.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You're the TV. You're the
Yeah,
TV.
Yeah. You're the guy on the TV show, Paul.
I'm sorry. This is why I don't watch TV anymore.
Well, this isn't a TV show; it's on Netflix. But yeah, pretty much.
My also don't have Netflix.
Without me talking about it in length again, thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Some of the show is just like, hey, wouldn't it be fucked up if the world became like this in the future? And I've only seen that one episode, so I don't know what the other ones are like. I'm assuming they're similar in that regard.
This one,
and then
everything is by likes and dislikes.
yeah, it's just like it's basically like, hey, this is dystopian future. Wouldn't it be crazy if it's like this? And then the whole point, I believe, is to make you think about like, how, it is possible that today could we could become that world one day or some shit. Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen enough of it to make like a substantial critique of how they portray stuff. But it's definitely one of their more popular shows. Jedediah says, if y'all want to get to a show, Invincible and The Boys are pretty good shows. I hear good things about both. I haven't watched either though. I'm not a big superhero guy. One of my biggest contentions with superhero stuff is just like they do repeat the same shit over and over. That's why I don't like Marvel movies as much as most people. And
I hear Invincible subverts that a little bit, but I also have not watched it, so I can't say.
Yeah, I can't say. I hear that they do those shows a little different than the others. Like I hear
the first season of The Boys. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and he says, I don't know if it's by the same people who made Black Mirror, but Love, Death, and Robots is another good Netflix show. Yeah, you're a Netflix watcher, huh? I'm not a big Netflix fan myself.
I think that's most people these days is Netflix watchers.
That's true, but
yeah,
I'm personally not a big Netflix guy because I don't know. I just don't find the time for it because like Netflix series are like time commitments basically. It's like other than movies, if you're watching a show, usually the show is like 8 episodes with like an hour each episode. So you're like okay, if I want to watch all of this, I need to commit 8 hours to this. So that's like time where I'm not like I don't feel like spending that time watching something. So
I mean that's if you're a binge watcher though, or like you don't have any self control to just like stop after one episode. No,
but the thing is, like the only way I can watch is binge watching because if I like space up my episodes, I end up not finishing the series. I was
just
like
only for like Netflix shows or is that like in general?
I think in general, but more often with Netflix shows because like I just lose interest after a few episodes if I don't like binge watch it because one of the best things about binge watching is that you don't lose a lot of the information from episode to episode. Like, remember when you were younger, you watched TV shows that air weekly, and then and if there's like a general plot line or some shit, you don't remember all the details from the last episode. So you go to a new episode not knowing everything. That can suck. But for shows like Family Guy obviously doesn't matter. But for with things with plot lines, like for example, How I Met Your Mother, or what's that show? The Big Bang Theory. I'm assuming that one has like a plot line. I haven't watched much of it, but or 2.5 Men. It's like a plot line you follow, and then some stuff happens in certain episodes that you don't remember all of it. You lose out on some references and all that stuff. Jedediah says, I'm not a binge watcher. I don't know how people can binge watch shows. I'm more taking it an episode or two at a time.
I am the same. Unless I'm like really into it, but for most stuff, I usually have like self-control enough to just like, all right, that was good. I have other stuff to do.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the person.
The problem comes though if it's like pretty short episodes that like,
or they're too good, and you're just like,
they're too good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Like,
it just varies from person to person.
Anime's pretty easy to binge watch if you're like a little behind. It's because like, 20 minutes, I can do that. I'm like, another 20 minutes, I can do that. But if it's like an hour commitment, I'm like, yeah, definitely. I'll just watch one, and I'm gonna stop because I'm already tired by the end of that.
With anime, it's pretty easy because it's like 20 minutes per episode, and it's usually like 12 for a season, so it's easier to binge. I don't like watching weekly for anime. I still do it because it's like, shit, I like this series and I want to see what happens as soon as possible. But it's like, binge watching it feels nice because it's like, you get all the information at once from episode to episode. So I like doing that.
I do weekly just because it gives me something to look forward to on a certain day.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't binge watch anymore. It's a sad thing.
Yeah. I try not to, but sometimes I have those days where I'm like, I'm just very interested in this, and there just so happens to be like from a past season that I just like didn't give it a try until now.
All right. Well, we talk a lot about anime, but one thing I will admit to anyone who's not an anime fan, okay, I will admit the anime is total degenerate shit. Okay, like it's totally degenerate shit. It's an excellent art form and this shit. Like just enjoy watching the animation flow and shit. If you like animation, that part's really cool. But then the themes that they do in anime is fucking garbage. Okay, like the way they depict women, not to be like this super feminist guy, whatever, but like the way they portray women can be really shitty.
Liberal, you.
Not like look like for a lot of shows, the sole purpose of certain female characters is just to be a sex object. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's okay to enjoy it because I enjoy it. Okay, I like that. All right, I like women being sexualized. However, it is overdone a lot of the time. Like with you ever see an anime where like a female character just turns and then her boobs like jiggle like 5 million times in matching rotation with the sun and the stars and shit. Like you ever see that? I'm just like, oh come on, like I like boob physics, but then like when you do that sort of shit, it's a little much. Okay, like chill out. And then and also another degenerate thing about anime is that the male characters are boring as shit. Okay, have them not be boring as shit. Like Deku, like come on, make him do something. He does nothing. They got those jiggle mechanics down pretty well. True, like what High School and did with the gun scene. That was funny, but if you're like an average watcher and you're trying to get into it, it's not that appealing.
I'll forever be sad that show never got a continuation because the author died.
My stance is when it comes to that stuff, when it comes to physics, don't just do if you're going to do the girls, do the guys too. Okay, give us some dick physics. Okay, make it accessible for everybody who's watching it. Like have like Deku fight fucking All For One or some shit. Every time he goes for a kick, you just see his dick fucking jiggle everywhere. You're just like, oh shit, this is physics. Like fuck.
Damn.
Stuff is going on.
We got that.
So many things moving. There's dicks. Yeah.
We got that a little bit with like Speed of Sound Sonic in the first season of
One
Punch Man.
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man
hurt in slow motion.
He believes in equality.
Yeah, I'm not gay, okay? But we need more dick physics going on, okay? So that anybody can enjoy it. If you like dick, here's some dick jiggling. If you like booba, here's some booba jiggling. There's jiggling for everybody. Can't just have it all be on one side. Just add jiggles all around if you're gonna make jiggles.
Amen to that. I can get behind that.
So when I say I don't like the way they depict women, I just don't like how they're not depicting men in the same way. Like I want almighty big schlong jiggles, Like imagine All Might beefed it up against Endeavor or some shit. You know, his massive erect schlong is just jiggling as he like tackles Endeavor. You know. Nothing sexual between the two of them, but then just dicks all jiggling around and then like unnecessary ab shots of their abs, you know, just happening all the time. You know, every time there's a camera cut, it cuts to their abs or their ass or some shit. You know, like add that in with some jiggling with fucking Uraraka or the Frog Girl. Like, hey, we're all good. Everyone's happy. You know.
Indeed. I can get behind that movement. We need more man butts in anime.
Exactly. Okay. Except Deku's or Bakugo's. Fuck those two. Okay, we don't need none of them. But no, I'm just kidding. Okay, if you guys like Deku, we can have Deku dick jiggles. Okay, just for you guys.
Every time I look at Deku, I'm like impressed by like his thighs or his legs. I'm like,
Deku?
fuck. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, maybe have some thigh shots for Deku then. You know, instead of like zooming in on his face. Like, who gives a fuck about his face? Just like show us some Deku thighs. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. We need. And if you don't like that. Then yeah, you gotta cut the fan service for the girls too. It's only fair.
Only fair.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How you guys feeling?
Feeling good. Feel like
Feeling
good
all
spot. It's a good spot to end it there.
Okay. Who wants to do the outro? I did intro, so I'm good.
Ah, shit. All right. I guess it's me. Oh, fuck. I'm like trying to open up like Twitch. Like, oh shit, what's the links? All right. Well, if you guys like that episode, check us out on the Nincompoops podcast on YouTube.com. And then if you want to see us live, go on the twitch.tv/Nincompoops podcast as well. And then, yeah, we come on here every Wednesday at 6:30. And then, yeah, that's the plan. And yeah, that's what we've been doing.
All right.
Yeah. Hope you guys have a good one. Have a good day. And this is Nincompoops podcast. Paul, Dean, Jim, and we all sign out. Have a good one.
Hey, rest in peace, Dean.
All right.
Rest in peace, Dean.
Go take a nap in my coffee. Oh, I have a Netflix recommendation. I know not everyone
Oh yeah.
watches Netflix, but The Naked Director, it has a season 2. I haven't watched it yet, but the first season's pretty good. Wear headphones.
Speaking of Netflix, apparently they're making a Avatar: The Last Airbender live action.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
Yeah, I saw those.
Yeah. I haven't seen much of it. I don't know if it's even in production yet, but you think it's gonna be shit? Or do you have hope is that it's gonna be good because it's Netflix?
I don't know yet.
Okay, just wondering. Hey, do you want to join? What do you think before we're off?
Yeah, before we're off, what do you think about the?
I know you're a big fan of the show. I'm just wondering.
Well, we wait for Jordan.
Yeah, we'll wait for him.
Maybe we can do this afterwards.
Have we all watched Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I actually started watching. Well, I mean, I'm not fully paying attention to it, but I started watching recently.
Okay.
He says I'm cautiously wary about it. Okay, and, that's understandable. Like I remember watching the live action Death Note, and it was terrible. I'm not sure if you guys watched Death Note, or was watching whatever. I think have you, Dean, watched it or read it? Like I'm not sure if you watched the Netflix version, but the way they showed that Light is smart is by having him like do other people's homework for them, and if you look at the homework, it's just like 22 plus 5 equals what, and he's just like doing the math homework for them. It's just like
the Bleach one also was kind of doo doo.
I've not seen that one, but live actions like I never expect them to be good, but if they're good, then
good for them.
Primarily because the original writers dropped out of it. Oh, that's not good. Like I think remember the movie, the live action movie that was pretty terrible back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was something else.
That was actually my introduction to Avatar.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I was just like I never seen this series when I was like 13 or whatever the fuck I was.
Yeah.
And I watched it. I was just like, I want to see how terrible it is, and it was pretty terrible. So yeah. Anyways, I guess we should just end it there.
Yeah.
Oh, he said a few months into early. Oh, never mind. He already said that. He said Jeddah says he's fingers crossed that they don't screw it up.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Peace
Y'all
out.
have a good one.
Going back to my coffin.